Hey guys, and welcome back to the Nerd Cave for my November 2024 pickups. It's like halfway through December, almost Christmas, and I'm finally kind of getting around to doing this video. Um, Not much in terms of pickups in the month of November, so we'll just kind of quickly go through this. And I know I've been kind of also talking about what I've watched in that month, and I'll be honest, I didn't really keep track. Random stuff like I watched Real Men. This is a Kino release. I love this movie. I love John Ritter. I watch this movie a couple times a year. So that's one. Another one, I was trying to get into some Kino stuff. I started watching The Man Who Wasn't There in 3D. Got a couple minutes in. This is also a Kino release. You got, what's his name, Steve Guttenberg. It seems like it's gonna be okay. The problem with this one, not that it's a problem, but it comes with the 3D glasses, which is kind of cool. But that's the only way to watch this. You can either watch it in two ways. Either if you have like a 3D TV, I forget what that's called, like is it the polarized? I don't know what they're called actually, but you can either watch it. Oh, here it is. Yeah, polarized and anaglyphic. If I'm saying that right. The red and blue. And that's the only ways you can really watch it. There's no like non 3D version, which is kind of annoying. So like the red and blue kind of like screws up with your eyes and kind of gives me a headache a little bit. And I don't have the other option, so I kind of stopped watching it. Other things, what I don't remember what month it fell into. I went and saw the last Venom movie. I don't know if that was the month before. I think it was in November. Awful. Saw on the news today that Sony is finally giving up on its Spider-Verse movies. Well, I shouldn't say that. Spider-Verse is different. The Miles Morales stuff, I think they're still going to do. Those cartoon movies are awesome. But in terms of kind of like those Spider-Man adjacent movies, I think they're finally just kind of giving up, which is probably a good thing. What else? I've been binging. You know you're old when you start binging like USA shows. So I've been binging Suits. I'm on like season 6. I know there's 9 of them, and I like just started last month, so I've been like kind of going crazy with that show. I was surprised. I always kept seeing in my reels, like parts of it, of like episodes or like clips of it, and it got me interested in it, so I started watching it. And now I'm hooked. I've hit kind of a wall, and I've noticed I've done this in some movies and in TV shows, where I watch so much of it and I just get sick of it. And I've kind of hit the wall in season 6, and I'm just like, ugh, I don't know if I even want to watch anymore, but I'm almost there. Superman and Lois, been watching that. I was catching up from the end of last season and through this season. I have 2 episodes left. I know what happens, and I'm just dreading to watch it, but I gotta watch it. Stupid me just said fuck it, and I just went online and just to see what happens, because I've been hearing snippets, I've been seeing things, and whatever. So I just got to finish that. What else? Random stuff. Some really bad Jamie Foxx vampire movie on Netflix I watched the other day. That may have been actually December, but who cares? Day Shift, I think it's called. Terrible. David Franco is in it, playing another vampire. I guess the second time he's played a vampire. And that's it. I had high hopes to watch a lot of things. I watched Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. That's a Thanksgiving movie. I had plans to watch some horror Thanksgiving stuff, but I just never got a chance to do it. So, but yeah, that's it. That's the stuff that I watched. For pickups, let's run through it really fast. This is my Amazon pickups. These first 2 are from the Kino Cult line. These go for pretty cheap. I think these were like $12 each. I keep saying I'm going to stop collecting for them, but I'm kind of liking the movies that some of these movies are okay. You know, they have like this sexploitation kind of stuff, if that's what they're called. That I don't know. At the end of the day, like I try to watch. Oh, I did watch something else too. Hold on. From the Kino Cult line. Here it is. Sorry, I had to get it from the shelf. Lorna the Exorcist. This is number 1. So I was gonna like go through them all, and I watched like 10 minutes of this and couldn't get through it. It's just, you know, it's a Jess Franco film, so you can imagine. But it's just weird. And I fast forwarded through like most of it, watching kind of like every 10 minutes, like what's going on. Wasn't great. So if this is like, you know, what's to come for these movies, but you know, a lot of the first handful of the Kino Cult movies are like this. So I'll quickly go through it. But what I also noticed is this is the worst slipcover I've ever seen. It's like it's like paper thin. It is, I've never seen such a flimsy, look at this, I'm barely putting pressure on it. You know, whatever. It's just so weird. And I don't know if, I don't think Kino has the best slipcovers, and I know that's why they're so cheap. You know, they're budget movies, and I get it, and I appreciate them for that. But that is crazy thin. Yeah, so the Kino Cult line I'm not that enthused with, and I keep telling myself I'm going to stop. But they're so damn cheap. So these are both like under $13. This is number 13 and 14 in the line. First one up is Squirm. This is a nice slip. You know, let's see. I'm just going to crack it open. I can do it without a... Are these going to be shitty slip covers too? Let's find out. Because I know like their 4K slips aren't terrible in terms of quality. Maybe they are. Maybe I'm talking out of my ass. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I can tell this is a little thicker. I mean, it's still kind of flimsy, but this is kind of like your typical slip. So that's not so bad. I'm not going to open up the other one, but they are always tight, though. I've noticed, like, the Kino. So here's a little bit about the movie. I take that back. Sometimes, I don't know. They're sometimes tight, they're sometimes loose. I don't know. Yeah, maybe this one's loose. I don't know what I'm talking about. Some special features. Nah, fuck it. Next one up. This is gonna be a weird video, guys. I haven't done a video in a while. Just trying to knock this out. Kingdom of the Spiders, William Shatner. So that seems interesting. There he is right there in all his glory. Ton of special features. Audio commentary by... Now that'd have been awesome if there's a Shatner commentary, but I guess not. A little bit about the movie, if you want to pause on that. And there we go. Kingdom of the Spiders. So these are two from the Cult line. And whatever. I mean, if they're going to keep being that cheap, I'll probably keep picking them up. So next up from Amazon is Terminator 4K. This went out of stock pretty soon after the pre-orders went up. I kept checking, and I finally saw it one day where it was back in stock. So I don't know what the status is now, if it's in stock or not. Really nice slip. Really nice steelbook. I would have been okay with the slip cover version because I thought that looked really cool. In fact, at one point I was like, do I buy both? But I need to get away from that. I'm really not trying to double dip on stupid shit like that anymore. So I decided, because this was back in stock, I picked it up. I think the artwork looks really good. There's the back, the spine, the disc, and the inside artwork. So I think it looks pretty good. Oh, and here is the J card. If you want to take a look at that, pause that with some of the special features. I've heard this one actually looks pretty good. So maybe James Cameron finally got his shit together. Next up is another Steelbook. This one is, I liked the slip on this. I liked the Steelbook a little better, so it was another thing where it would have been a toss-up. But the price, it was only like a few dollars difference between the Steelbook and the slip, which I think this was a decent amount more than the slip, where this was only nominal. So I picked this up, and it's Blazing Saddles. Absolutely love Blazing Saddles. This is a upgrade, but I'll show you that in a second. Really nice and simple artwork. Mongo in the back. And the inside artwork. I don't know if you like taking the disc out, but there we go. Here is the J card. If you want to look at the special features. A little bit about the film. And this is an upgrade to something which I need to grab. Hold on. Okay, before we get to that, the Terminator, I don't think I actually ever owned that. And if I did, I probably have like a generic Blu-ray somewhere in my stack of Blu-rays that I don't feel like going through right now. So I think maybe I just have, like, for the Terminator, it's definitely an upgrade if I do have the Blu-ray that was released like late 2000s, you know, whenever like the Blu-ray had come out for that. I think I have that. I know my brother-in-law has that. I think it has a red case. It looks kind of cool. I don't think I have that one. I might have a more generic one, or I don't have it at all. So there we go. But for Blazing Saddles, this is an upgrade to... I have two other copies. First one is my snap case of Blazing Saddles, which I absolutely love. I love the original artwork here. I love snap cases. You know this. This is actually still a nice... That one had a nice snap. And there's no fucking movie in it. What? What? Okay. I don't have the movie. That's awesome. I'm sure it's somewhere. There's the chapters. What? Here are the chapters. I'm still keeping this because I love the case. So whatever. It's not like I would have... Did I just push this through? Motherfucker. Yeah, fuck it. Okay. Here's the back. Special features. Just love snap cases. Absolutely love them. It was a Warner Brothers thing. And I have a bunch, so I'll never get rid of those. But I think one of the very first upgrades I think I've ever gotten was for Blazing Saddles. So I had this, and then I ended up picking up the 30th anniversary DVD back when it came out. Years ago, before I was even really collecting, I just loved that movie so much. And it had a ton of special features. And I'm still going to keep this, only because it has way more special features than I think the 4K. It has some of the same. But it's got like the Black Bart 1975 pilot episode of the spin-off TV series, which I don't think that has, and some other stuff. So what? Anyway, yeah, so here's that. Sounds like there's a disc, and there is a disc. So at least I have one of them. So I will be keeping these in the collection as well. All right, next up is my one Walmart pickup. And I was happy that my Walmart had this. In fact, I was at Walmart yesterday, and they still had a bunch. My Walmart did one of those things that other Walmarts are doing that I friggin' hate. And it's there. They've moved. So my Walmart, I have a small Walmart. I don't have one of those superstore Walmarts. I have a small one. So all we had in terms of movie was like an end cap and like a little bit of on each side and like one other shelf, and that was it. Regular bigger Walmarts actually have like one full shelf usually. Ours didn't. But what I liked was that they started having a dedicated steelbook shelf once the Best Buy debacle happened. Walmart stepped up, and even my Walmart did, and I like that. Now, because people are assholes and steal shit all the time, they've had to put it behind glass in a back corner next to the video games. They still have it, but now you got to go there, and then you got to find somebody, and that person doesn't have the key. Then you got to go to like the TV department, and they, to be honest, they don't even want to fucking work there, I guess, because I just get like that eye roll look, like, what do you want? Like, and then it's like, who's buying movies? Like, look, and it's like, dude, come on. Like, does that happen all the time? No, it happened once, and now every time I fucking go and ask for a key, I'm like freaking out about. I shouldn't say freaking out, but it's like I'm waiting for it. So whatever. Something they did have that I noticed was they have two A24, one of the big special edition sets for Midsummer, whatever the hell you say it. Which I was tempted to get, but I didn't. I think it was like $45. And Everything Everywhere All at Once, however you say it, that movie. But I have that already in Blu-ray. I don't need that. I don't have Midsommar, so maybe I'll go back. But it's one of those like huge. It looks like a friggin', I don't know what I'm doing. You can't really tell scale wise, but looks like the size of a book or magazine. Like, it's big. So I don't even know where I'd put that. But anyway, I digress. I picked up Beetlejuice. I think this was a really awesome steelbook. The movie was okay. I saw it in the theater. I watched this the other day. My stepdad was in town. He never saw it, so we watched it. I don't hate it. I don't love it. Hopefully it did well enough so there's a Beetlejuice. I feel like you need to do that. You need to have a trilogy. You say his name 3 times. You got to have the title with 3 in it. I think it was really smart that they called it Beetlejuice. I want them to kind of finish the trilogy only to have that title. But I think Michael Keaton looks way better in the movie than he does in these photos. I mean, I don't know if it's even his age. I mean, I don't think it's his age that makes him look like this. Yeah, it's just the makeup. It's too much. I don't know. I can't really. I don't think I can compare it. No, because I have this steelbook, so you don't really see his face. Well, yeah, here we go. No, shit, you can't. Well, from the J card, but it's more of a drawing, but that looks better. I don't know. Like, in the movie itself, it's not as jarring. I think he looks okay in the movie itself, but when you watch, like when you see these, I don't know. Anyway, here's the J card. I kept it inside. Like right there, that doesn't look as bad. I feel like the eyes, like the raccoon eyes, I think they're too pronounced. It's glow in the dark, which is kind of cool. Special features. They don't list them anymore. Over 2 hours. But it doesn't really. I don't know if they list them. It's just annoying. Anyway. So it's 3D. I've tested it. It's true. Nice kind of detail. Oh, sorry, Winona, I didn't mean to touch you there. Let me take this out. And it's like a totally different artwork inside, which I think is kind of cool. And there she is. I thought she was kind of annoying in the movie. Lydia was, that goth kind of, like, before goth and emo were a thing, like, that's kind of how she was in the first movie, and she was just, like, I hate everybody, and blah, 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 but it worked. This one, she's just, like, a victim, and she's, like, whiny, and she does the goth thing, but not really well, and I don't know. It's just annoying. I said I liked it, but I don't know. The more I'm talking myself out of it. The inside, that looks pretty good. But yeah, there's Beetlejuice. Kind of hides that pretty well. I guess you can sort of see it now that it's there, but I've been doing this thing. I don't like to... Sometimes I just fold up my J cards and put them inside, but when they come with these kind of slips, I just kind of do that. Easy enough. All right, so next up are two... I'm really excited about this. I saw this. Who bought these? Oh, it's going to drive me crazy because I didn't remember. CHH. That channel's awesome. And he was showing off this huge box set. You go on Etsy. I think they're called Blockbuster box sets. I think that's what they're called. And I went on Etsy and I picked some stuff up. They have these really nice kind of like hard shell side slips for movies. They can fit like a regular Blu-ray. They can fit a Steelbook. They wouldn't be able to fit something like this because that's what you're buying. You're buying something like that, but you'd be able to put that in there. And they were selling... they have a big one for Halloween. The problem is, like, I have these. So if it was big enough to house these side slips, that'd be cool, but they can't. So I didn't get it. But anyway, I picked two of them up for two movies, and they're awesome. They're kind of like $17 each, which, yeah, that's like the price of a movie, and you're just buying the side slip, but... For movies that you really love, and I think you want to display, and maybe the artwork was a little lackluster, or you want that extra protection on them, or maybe you missed out on getting the slip, then I think this is a really good option. So check them out on Etsy. If I remember, I'll put a link in the description. For the first one, I got The Exorcist. Really nice box set. Really good quality. It kind of reminds me of... what I just showed you, but also more like Vinegar Syndrome kind of quality. And then, they put the logo, they put the Warner Brothers logo, and here's the back. Really awesome artwork. I know a lot of companies kind of do that, but these guys do it really well. And it took a couple weeks and I got it in, and this is what I put in here. I put in my Exorcist, Best Buy Steelbook. Because I really love the Steelbook, and I kind of had it in a protector, but I like the idea of having it in here. Oh, I also kind of shoved the J card in there too, so the J card can kind of fit with it. So gives that little added protection. Again, if you just have the actual just Blu-ray or Blu-ray with a slip, because it does, if it has the slip, it fits as well. So. Really nice hard box set for that. And again, I picked The Exorcist just because I like the artwork. I really like that Steelbook. I know if you got the slipcover version, that artwork kind of sucked. So maybe this is a good way to kind of make it look a little better, and have the actual artwork, like poster artwork. And then I got another one for Creepshow. Creepshow, I've talked about Creepshow. It's like in my top 5 or 10 movies of all time, top 5 horror movies. I love Creepshow. Creepshow is one of those movies where I have multiple copies of the film on DVD. I don't have it on VHS, so I'm going to need to do that. But DVD, multiple Blu-rays, 4Ks, Steelbooks, so I just wanted to be able to put one in this. So here's just the original poster art. Again, the logo, since it was a Scream Factory release, they put Scream Factory there. I don't know if they're really supposed to do that. Who knows? They're not selling the actual film, so I think it's okay. If anything, it's an advertisement for them, so I don't know why they wouldn't want to do it. Yeah, the background art is kind of cool too. And for this one, I put in my Creepshow 4K Steelbook. I have the 4K slip that's already opened right here next to the Blu-ray box set that I absolutely love. And then I had to get this when it came out in Walmart. Don't need to open it. It's the same disc as the 4K slip. I could put the 4K slip in here if I wanted to, but I put the Steelbook in here. So nice little added protection. Absolutely love that. So I think this is a really good option for those who, oh, and it fits real nice. Like, it's going to look great on the shelf. If you bought a ton of these, I think that would look really nice. So I think, if you have multiple movies from a set, and maybe you have mixed matched, or you have slips for some and slips for none for others, or steel books for some and just slips for others, this might be a good option. Or your favorite movies you want to have added protection to, or maybe you have like those steel books that are maybe worth a little bit, or maybe sold out, or not in stock anymore, so maybe, or not in rotation, so they're worth a little bit more. Maybe it's a nice little added protection. So Blockbuster box sets, I'm pretty sure 90% that's what it's called. Go check that out. And finally, this is supposed to be a short video. I did a stupid rant at the beginning about what I watched, and then whatever. I don't know what's going on. But one last thing I picked up, kind of little cool thing. I went to Disney. We went to Disney the beginning of November, and that's probably another reason why I didn't really buy a lot, because that trip was fucking expensive. Disney is not cheap. There are ways to do it cheaper than I did. We stayed at like the Beach Club, which is one of their like higher tier hotels, which we don't usually do. I feel like every time we go to Disney, we kind of, crank it up a little bit in terms of like what we spend and where we're staying. We went with another couple, and it was our first time at Disney, and that's where they wanted to stay, and it was kind of like our bucket list item, like, hey, let's stay at like one of the really nice resorts. I did it, got out of my system. Next time, off property, because it's stupid expensive, but whatever. My wife loves Disney, and I don't hate it, but next time we go, I feel like we've been going like every 2-3 years. Next time we go, I gotta hit up Universal. I love Universal. So we'll probably stay off property. If I had to tell you how to save money going to Disney, the number one thing I would say is stay off property. Staying on property, you get some benefits, especially if you're at one of like the premium hotels, like with their lightning lane shit, and it's so confusing on how to do all that. That's why I just let the wife do it. But there's some benefits, like you can reserve things sooner, but I'd rather have a few $1,000s more in my pocket. You know what I mean? So for those who want to go on a budget, you can do it. But that's not the way I did it. Was not that way. So that's probably why I only have a handful of movies. Anyway, so when I was in Hollywood Studios, they have, of course, that whole Star Wars section, right? And love that. Awesome. You're so immersed in just Star Wars. The characters there, they call the cast members who work at Disney. They are so like in character. You have the stormtroopers walking around. You go to the rides, and you have people who are Imperial guards, and they're acting like it, and they're yelling at you to get in line. It's good. It's a nice immersive experience. You walk around. It's like even the garbage cans look like Star Wars garbage cans, right? So when you go and buy like a Diet Coke or a Coke or Sprite, whatever, those vending things, you're at maybe Toy Story Land, and they're just like a regular bottle of Coke. When you go to Star Wars, they look like this. Like, how awesome is this? This is a Diet Coke. And they make it look very Star Wars, kind of rusted, and just like, they charge just as much for this as like a fucking 20 ounce, but whatever. So last time I went, I had a regular Coke. So this is what it looked like a couple years ago when I went. So I think it's cool that they're still doing it. So now I had to get a Diet Coke. Next time I go, I'll get a Sprite. And I think those are the three that they have. So just wanted to show that. I thought that was kind of cool. Oh, and by the way, the new Tron roller coaster is awesome. Awesome. We had the lightning lane, so we just kind of went right in. But it's so quick. It's like 45 seconds, and you're done. Which, happens to all of us. But anyway, It was done, but it was awesome. But the best ride I think I've ever been on in Disney was at Epcot, and it was Guardians of the Galaxy. Um, Awesome. It would be a must go to ride whenever I go to Disney. Go to Epcot. Guardians of the Galaxy is the shit. It's one of the best rides ever. All right, guys, so here are my pickups for November 2024. Let me know in the comments below, what did you get in the month of November? What are you planning to get for Christmas? Christmas is around the corner. Christmas, Hanukkah, all that good stuff. I have a couple list items, like from Amazon wish list, that I always throw to my family. Hey, you want to get me this stuff that I don't really want to buy myself? Um, One of them that's on my list, I'm going down a rabbit hole again, is Paramount Scares, which I decided not to send to my family because I don't know if I really want it. There's a couple movies in there that I own separately already. So I'd be really buying that whole set for like one, maybe two movies. But the price did drop. I think I just talked myself into getting it. The price did drop down to like $45 when it was like $100 when it came out. So if you don't have Paramount Scares and you want to pick it up, I'd say get it now, because it's only like 40 something bucks. And I think, yeah, the Paramount Scares Volume 2 is out also. But again, I have a lot of those movies already, or don't want some of them, so I don't know. But again, if you know that they're going to drop down in price, and you can sit around and wait a year, I'd say do it. But anyway, I digress. Here are my pickups. Let me know what you got. Let me know what you're going to get for Christmas. Let me know. Why not? Anyway, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Sorry this video was so long and weird. Until next time, see you guys in Nerd Cave.